Home
2,
Born
1,
to Ride Radio.
Firing it off.
I was born to live, live to ride, ride to live. I was born to ride. American built, we forever unite. And that's the deal. I was born to ride. Down in Tampa to Miami, Daytona, Tallahassee, from the East Coast to the West Side, here in Florida, we were born to ride. I was born to live, live to ride, ride to live. I was born to ride. American built, we forever unite. And that's the deal. I was born to ride.
This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio.
Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Everyone was right. I was born to ride.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio. You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation by calling 863-225-2000.
And welcome to another edition this Thursday evening to Born to Ride Radio. August, definitely here. Feeling the heat, no doubt. I'm Fester Jenkins. I've got Mama Dukes in the studio with me. Skylar's in the studio. And, of course, Ron and Debbie Galletti are here also.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
We're back.
Mama Dukes is back. She's the glue that holds this show together. Thank goodness.
Barely. I'm barely back,
I love
guys.
that we have like 3 girls and 2 guys. You're outnumbered.
Right.
We're taking over.
That's right. Infiltrate.
Girls rule.
Oh, gosh.
So, how was your week?
Good. Actually, speaking of girls rule, I got a phone call yesterday about a huge women's ride that's taking place. So be on the lookout, ladies. We'll be telling you a little bit more about that coming up. It's in the fall, so that'll be nice.
Is that with Gary Michaels?
Yes.
He might call in tonight at the end of the show.
Good.
He
We
might
can ask him
drop
about
that
it.
bomb on us because it's big time.
Yes,
really big.
yes.
A girls' ride with Gary Michaels? Why does that not shock me?
Yeah. It's in Texas.
He's the
somewhere.
Yes, Texas. He's the entertainment before the ride gets started.
Okay. Of course he is.
And he's a hoot in himself.
And then he'll be the chaperone.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary, if you need any help.
Fester volunteers.
We got a great show lined up tonight. What's up, Ron?
Oh, man. It's just going to be amazing. We have, of course, Dave Nichols, editor of Born to Ride and editor of the new Classic Easy Riders, back from Sturgis. And, he's going to have an update. And one of the guys he was hanging out with Sturgis out there is legendary bike builder, Dave Perewitz. So, we're going to get filled in on what's going on with Dave Perewitz, Cherokee, hamsters, legendary building motorcycles. Mm-hmm. Should be a really good show. And Gary Michaels might be calling at the end of the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes, lots of good stuff.
I heard Joe the Welder's maybe going to...
He's on Joe time.
Okay.
So He's gonna show up at some point. We'll hear a rumble. The windows will start shaking, and then we'll be like, and then you hear "Born to Ride," and Joe will walk in. So you get used to it after a while.
Well, now as y'all were talking about Dave and an update, we've got Dave on the line here. Let's go ahead and bring him into the conversation here. Hello, Dave. Are you there?
Not only am I here, but now we've tied up men and women now.
What?
You got to explain that a little more.
What's this?
Yeah, we're at 50-50, guys. We're at 50-50.
Oh, Dave's back.
I was totally going somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on
You
with
have
the
a dirty
Kiki
mind.
factor? I do. Well,
Let's get tied up.
all right. Should we do like a trivia showdown? The boys against the girls.
Absolutely. Here's one for you.
Okay.
What was the last year that Harley Davidson produced the Panhead motor?
I know.
I know.
47.
No, that was the knucklehead.
51.
Oh.
No.
Panhead. Come on, folks.
49.
Panhead.
51.
Nope.
Oh,
Was it before or after the knucklehead?
after.
It was
It
after.
was after.
Oh,
Lord.
What, 60?
Oh, I got confused with the
62?
flathead. I'm sorry.
It was 1965,
Oh,
and not only
65.
was it the last year of the Panhead, it was the first year of the Electric Glide.
See, that's why we have you on the show.
He is a great historian when
I
it comes
know.
to Harley stuff.
Wait, say that
We
again
should've
about the
known
electric.
that.
Yeah, say that again about the electric.
Fester
line.
knew. He just was letting the girls win.
He's a he's
Just
a
trying to be a gentleman.
I know, a southern. He's a southern gentleman.
I've been studying shovelheads recently. I'm sorry.
Joe would have known that one, too.
He would have.
You know, if you're
Okay.
ever at a bike show where Rob is there, Rob Schwellinger from R&R Cycles, he's so much fun to walk around with when he does the judging because he gives you a great description of panheads, knuckleheads, shovelheads, flatheads, and he describes them like with his hands, knuckles and pans and so forth. It's really educational and fun. Thanks, Rob.
So, Dave, how was Sturgis, man? I mean, you just got back. A lot of good stuff out there.
Oh, let me tell you something, guys. We're talking about, according to the South Dakota Department of Transportation, they had 525,768 motorcycles in Sturgis during the rally this year. That's up 14% over last year.
14%.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, over 500,000 of your best friends were there. It was outstanding.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
That says a lot about American bikers celebrating the 81st Sturgis rally.
That's right. And
Yeah,
beautiful.
and I'll tell you, there was not one mask to be seen anywhere. There was no social distancing anywhere. It was, as one guy said, a giant mosh pit of COVID.
That's what you call a herd community right there. That'll do it.
Herd immunity.
It was so cool to see everybody too, because it's like this weird extended family that we all have, and to go back to Sturgis and see all your best friends again is pretty darn cool.
That's awesome.
Speaking of that, Dave, did you run into, I'm sure you did, Dave Perewitz out there?
I did. I ran into him several times.
Fill us in a little bit for people who might not know Dave too much or know some of his history and background. He's one of the main hamsters now, but what is a hamster? I'm sure he'll get into all that, but give us an overall on the impact that Dave Perewitz has had on the motorcycle industry, you being at the head of Easy Riders for over 23 years and now bringing back the classic Easy Riders and part of Born to Ride. You've been around the block, so how important has Dave Perewitz been to the motorcycle industry?
Dave Perewitz, ladies and gentlemen, is one of about 5 custom bike builders in this country who you can honestly say is one of the OG original custom bike builders. And we're talking about Arlen Ness, Dave Perewitz, Donnie Smith, right? That kind of top-tier custom bike builder. And Dave is known for his custom paint jobs. He is the king of flames. Nobody can paint a flame paint job better than Dave Perewitz. I mean, seriously, this guy, that's one of the things he is known for. He has built every kind of motorcycle, from bobbers and choppers to classic, making a bike restored and look like it did when it came out of the factory, to diggers. He was very famous for doing diggers on the East Coast, while Arlen Ness was doing them on the West Coast. He was the first guy to sell Arlen Ness parts and products out east, and all from Cycle Fabrications, which has been his shop for many, many, many years. And, I did a book a number of years ago called Top Chops, and it was about the best bike builders in the country. So naturally, there's a whole chapter dedicated to Dave Perewitz. And I'll never forget, he said to me, none of us ever got involved in this to make money. That's not what it was about. It wasn't about trying to get on TV and be on the Discovery Channel or any of that stuff, that did happen for Dave and for many others. But the real reason that you do it is because you have this all-consuming passion for anything with two wheels. And that's really it. He to this day, he puts in long hours. I mean, the guy gets up early in the morning before it's even light out, and he's in there painting gas tanks and stuff, and he will do it until it's time to fall over and go to sleep again. He's just dedicated. And that's really what it takes to reach that kind of echelon that Dave Perewitz and Donnie Smith and our good friend, the late Arlen Ness, and, these guys that are the absolute top bike builders in the country. And so we are honored tonight to have Dave join us, fresh from Sturgis, where I got to see him. He was showing off a bike at Mike Lichter's Motorcyclist Art Museum out there at the Buffalo Chip. They do that every year, and Dave had a gorgeous bike in the show. And he was there with his daughter Jody Perewitz, who runs Cycle Fab for him now, and also is one of the fastest women on two wheels, and the nicest person you ever want to meet. And I have to tell you, Dave's got a sort of an accent. So you're going to bring him on the radio.
He's from Boston, right?
Yes, my neck of the woods.
Yeah, Dave's going to come on. He's going to sound like this. Hey, how you doing, Dave?
But is he going to pack his can? Haven't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to say, maybe you guys could pass this card around and sign it.
Use guys.
Wait a minute. Use guys, Yeah, and you know what he says? He doesn't say chopper. He says chopper.
It's a chopper.
I got a nice chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Dave,
So you'll be thrilled to have Mr. Perewitz in just a few minutes here.
and wasn't he featured in the movie? Didn't you book him? Didn't you cast him in the movie in a special part?
Yep.
What was that part?
Did.
Which movie?
Dave came all the way down to Alabama to be in a scene of the movie The Rough Boys, and we have him selling tickets. He's like the guy you have to get through in order to get into this big drag race, right? And it's this wonderful big drag race venue that they have out there in Alabama. And there's Dave. You can't get by. You gotta pay up if you want to get inside. He was terrific. He was just spot on perfect.
That's really cool. And speaking of his daughter, I mean, she's about to do the Cannonball Run, and I think it's going from Michigan all the way to Texas with about 4,000 plus miles. I was talking to her the other day, and she was telling me they're getting ready to do that. So Jody is actually a biker legend, and a second generation for Dave.
Wonder what she's going to be riding this year.
Usually it's an antique Indian. Usually it's a very old Indian. Yeah. So we'll ask her. We'll have to find out from Dave what she's riding. She just finished the cross-country chase also, which is put on by the same people. and that went all the way down to the Florida Keys, I believe.
Yeah, that's amazing. We caught them
cool.
in Florida when they were in Florida. We caught them last year at Crystal Harley Davidson, and we did an interview with her, and we kind of filmed the whole stop that they made. And it was some amazing motorcycles and amazing people. A lot of character and passion to help each other get there because they're always working on those bikes to keep them going. That's what's so cool about the knowledge that they share.
Yeah, it's really true. It's really true. And, it was so great to see them in Sturgis, and the hamsters always come together at Sturgis. They have a big fundraiser they do every year. And Dave is one of the first original hamsters, too,
Yeah, man.
I think it was just him and Donnie Smith and Arlen Ness, just a few people that started the hamsters many years ago.
Well, speaking of Dave, what do we have, Fester?
We've got the man, the legend himself on the line. We're bringing Dave Perewitz on to the radio show. Dave, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
He's here.
Welcome.
Dave, thanks for coming on the show today, man. This is Ron. We got the studio here. Dave Nichols is on the line as well, your buddy, and he said he caught up with you in Sturgis. Was that a cool? Just tell us about Sturgis right off the bat. How was it for you?
Well, Sturgis was awesome this year. I was extremely busy. I had a lot of stuff going on, and of course, Jody was the Grand Marshal, so it started out with the Mayor's Ride. I came along on the Mayor's Ride. Now I'm just Jody's dad. Jody isn't Jody isn't Dave Perewitz's daughter anymore. It's Jody. Dave Perewitz is Jody's daughter.
Jody's dad.
That's great. That second generation, man, taking it to the top. And it's you got to feel great about that.
Oh yeah, no, and but Sturgis, man, it was just a great year. We did a lot of riding. The weather was perfect. I got to see, a lot of old friends, including Dave. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great, brother. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, and likewise.
Dave, you were talking about, I just want to ask you, when you talk about you got to do some riding, what are some of your best rides in Sturgis that you just have to go on every year? And, some of your favorite rides when you go to Sturgis. There's so much to see.
Well, I mean, my favorite ride is riding through the canyons. Spearfish Canyon, Boulder Canyon. I really enjoy, blasting through the canyons. I've ridden everywhere out there. There's not many places that I haven't been. I've been to Sturgis every year since 1977.
Oh, wow.
So there's not too many places I haven't been out there.
Mm-hmm.
Such a majestic place. I mean, damn, you just got to get out in the wind and get your mind right, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's it. And then people ask me, well, what event should I go to? And I'm like, well, there's no second to Sturgis. I mean, I've been to all events all over the country, and there's a lot of great events. But and of course we got Cherokee coming up, which Cherokee's a great event.
Yeah,
yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Like I say, there's no second to Sturgis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're involved in the hamsters, so some people might not know about the hamsters. But one thing I want to say is I heard you guys you do a lot for charity, and you came up with a big amount of money for a great charity. Do you care to tell us a little bit about that in Sturgis?
Yeah, sure. Well, we did on Monday morning. We did. It's called Ride with the Masters, and it's Donnie Smith and myself. And it's just it's a little breakfast buffet in Sturgis, and then we ride over to Deadwood and to Cadillac Jacks, and we have a little get together and an auction, and it's Bikers for Bullies, but also. We've kind of taken upon ourselves between Flash and myself to raise money for the museum. So we started out, we did a little auction, and we made like $12,000. for the museum. And then at the end of the auction, Flash got up there and said, we've got a special deal that we're trying to do this year, which my friend Ed Kerr, who's also one of the original hamsters, he looked into Meals on Wheels for the elderly in Spearfish. And they're really hurting. They have a budget of $8,000 a year. And they get $6,000 from the state in assistance, and then they end up doing like cake sales to get the other $2,000. So we figured, so we get up there and said, let's raise some money for Meals on Wheels. Well, in 10 minutes, we raised $14,000.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
That's crazy.
Yes.
that started things off, and then we had our banquet on Monday night, the Hamster Banquet. It's an invitation only for 650 people. And we do an auction. We do a big silent auction. And for the silent auction portion of it, it's for Children's Care in the Black Hills. We raised $538,000 in that one night.
Amazing.
What a great group of bikers right there. And that's what it's about, man, giving back and giving that economic impact.
Right. And then I also did a live auction at the end of our banquet for the museum again. So we ended up raising $44,000 for the museum over and above all the rest.
Man, that's incredible. How does it make you feel when you're able to do that and give back like that, Dave?
It's a great feeling because we can do it. And it really isn't that hard for, as a group to put that kind of money together. At one point at the banquet, one guy, one of the members sponsors a NASCAR truck in the truck series, and he wraps the truck with his name. And to put his name on the truck, it's $35,000 per race.
Damn.
And so he paid for Talladega, and he offered it to the hamsters. He said, I've already paid for the wrap on the truck for Talladega. I'm going to give it to the hamsters. So we're going to wrap the truck in yellow with hamsters in black across the truck. So let's raise some money for this. In 20 minutes, we raised $205,000.
20 minutes?
In 20 minutes.
You just blew my headphones off.
There was a little over $40,000 in cash on stage.
Wow.
They see the yellow shirts, but what's the mission statement for the hamsters? Tell us a little bit about the people who don't know what it's all about to be a hamster. How do you become one, and what does it take? But what's the mission statement for you guys?
Well, the Hamsters is all about custom bikes. We are a group. We don't call ourselves a club at all. It's a group of custom bike guys from all over the world, actually. And Sturgis is our big event. We all, try to meet every year in Sturgis. Of course, everybody can't come. But it's all about custom bikes. You have to have a custom bike. You don't have to be a millionaire by any means. We have guys from all walks of life, from truck drivers to, heart surgeons, to astronauts. But, it's not about what you do. It's about the true love of custom bikes. And so you in order to get into the group, you have to be sponsored by a member from your state. You come in front of the board. There's 5 board members, and you meet the board meets you, and then you have to come to Sturgis at least twice, and you kind of get voted in. As long as it's a just kind of a get to know everybody process, and it's just a great group of people. It's a lot of generous people. There's a lot of charity stuff that goes on. And it's a great feeling to be able to raise that kind of money and, in such a short period of time.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Now, Dave, you being in the industry so long and doing what you've done with Easy Riders and everything, you've covered the hamsters. So you could really put in perspective. Dave might not want to be so blunt how really great they are, but you can do that. Tell me what you think about the hamsters and what they've done for the motorcycle industry, for the lifestyle of motorcycle, not only builders, but to give back. How important is that?
Yeah, they've done so much over the years.
It's
they've
all
been
about
involved in so many different charities.
It's all about riding
and really doing amazing stuff in the community.
But
Sturgis is a good, for instance, because
it's a great
every
feeling.
year
We've got members
they
all
have
over the
given back
country.
in one form or another.
I can go pretty much anywhere in the country
at the rally,
and there'll be members there.
Just incredible. They've been around a really long time.
Wait,
when did you guys
wait, time out.
Both Daves were talking at once.
Dave and Dave were talking at once.
We're talking to Dave Nichols about the impact that the hamsters have had in the motorcycle community. Dave Nichols, you have the floor. Sorry. That's okay. I don't know if Dave couldn't hear you.
I was just saying, the hamsters have been around a very long time, and every year that you see them in Daytona, you see them in Sturgis, you see them up in Laconia, you see them at special events in different parts of California, and it's just, you'll see a sea of yellow T-shirts, and that's how you know that the hamsters are around, all riding on beautiful, amazing custom motorcycles, and they really have been a focus of giving back to communities. And I can't tell you how much good they've done for the city of Sturgis, for things like children's hospitals, and things of that nature. They have been given back since the very beginning, really, and that has changed the way a lot of people think about bikers, because it wasn't that long ago that we were considered kind of the bad guys, and it took years to convince people that bikers are the biggest hearted people out there, that are always giving back to their community and doing good things in their community. And when I first started with Easy Riders, I sort of took that on as a goal, that people would call me up and say, how do I get my event in the magazine? And I would say, what charity is your event sponsoring? And they would say, oh, we don't really have a charity. And I said, well, when you do, call me back, and we'll put you in the magazine. And within a couple of years, we went from being the bad guys that your mom warned you about to being, knights on gleaming white steeds that were out there doing good for the community. And it was a big deal. It changed the way people thought about people that ride motorcycles.
Yeah, I always said good guys wear black, but good guys wear yellow. And it's really cool when you see the hamsters, man. You know good things are happening, and it's.
I got to tell you one thing about the hamsters, and Dave will tell you this is true. When they first started, way back, I think it was in Daytona, was the very beginning of it, and it was just a few guys that decided, we should call ourselves something. We should, What happened is, being a hamster and wearing a bright yellow T-shirt, you can actually be fined if you block an exit in a bar and a fight breaks out, because they want to get the heck out of there. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Dave? Isn't that how it goes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, Dave and Dave, Dave Perewitz, Dave Nichols, hang on. We're about to go to a break. We'll be right back, where we want to know more about Dave's paint show and the big group ride photograph that we saw, all the hamsters and Sturgis at Dave's show. So we're going to talk about that. Hang on. We'll be right back.
Check out the all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1, get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine, the ultimate multimedia biker experience.
You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation at 863-225-2000. Now, here's more of your hosts, Fester Jenkins and Mama Dukes on Born to Ride Radio.
Welcome back to this Thursday edition of Born to Ride Radio on the Boss Hogg Radio Network. In the studio, Joe the welder. If you heard the motorcycle pulling up last segment, Joe's in the studio. Welcome to the show there, Joe.
How you doing?
Okay. There's your classic how you doing there. Okay.
I'm giving Joe a fashion police ticket here.
Oh, God.
He wore his Crocs to ride in.
Not only that, but they're bright orange.
They're orange.
He's got orange Crocs on.
In the studio, Mama Dukes, we've got Skylar from FTW.
Hello.
And, of course, Ron and Debbie Galletti. And on the lines, we're going to bring back Dave Nichols. Dave, are you still there?
Yes.
And I'm going to be bringing back Dave Perewitz also. Dave, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You know, we were just talking that Joe the welder came in with some orange Crocs, and I bet Dave Perewitz could put some mean flames on those things.
Oh,
man.
my
What
God,
do you think,
that
Dave?
needs to happen.
Have you painted any Crocs yet? Those shoes?
No, I can't say I have. I've flamed just about everything you could imagine. No Crocs yet.
Dave, while we're talking flames, what's the art? What's the secret of a painting perfect flames?
Not making them look like spoons.
It's all about the flow. That's it. It's all about the flow.
Who's laughing? The flow of the flames.
I mean, because the word is you would make the best flames, paint the best flames in the whole industry of motorcycling.
And
well, I've had a lot of practice. Let's put it that way.
And Dave Perewitz, I did want to ask you. You said you've been going to Sturgis since the 70s. What have you seen in the change of the riders from the 70s to today? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of changes, and as far as the riders go, when we started going to Sturgis back in the 70s, you know, everybody was pretty much a serious rider. There wasn't the casual guy that just went and bought a new Harley and bought new leathers and new boots. You really didn't see any of that kind of thing there. It was all, you know, there was a lot of hardcore guys, but then there was, you know, guys like us that were just, you know, we were bikers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, Sturgis was so different back then. We camped out. Nobody stayed in hotels. You know, it was just so different. You know, all the developments that have happened over the years that weren't there. And I mean, you know, the whole, everything has changed since then, you know, and I'm not saying for better or worse. It's just, you know, progress. Everything's changed, and, you know, we're still having a great time, I can tell you that.
That's good.
But one thing that's cool about that is people change, the time has changed, but some of those roads never change, man. It's those awesome roads that just stay the same. You probably see new roads come as well, but there's something about riding that road every year when you go there and you do that ride again. And, you know, that's what I tell, if you didn't make it this year, the mountains and the roads aren't going anywhere. It's still going to be there for you next year.
Yeah, you know, and that's so true. I mean, the first time I rode through Spearfish Canyon, I mean, I can remember riding through, looking up at all the canyon walls and saying, wow, this is where the cowboys were and the Indians back in the day. And it's nothing's changed in the canyons. It's all still the same as it was back in the 70s.
There's something about spearfish at night with a full moon. It almost looks like it's lit up, like artistic lighting from the moonlight on the canyon walls. I mean, have you noticed that?
Well, one of the guys had a cabin. I shouldn't say a cabin. It was like a 7,000 square foot cabin right at the top of Spearfish Canyon, and it overlooked the road, and it overlooked the town of Spearfish. And yeah, at night it was beautiful. It was beautiful, especially with a bright moon.
Yeah, we've stayed at that
Spearfish Canyon. Can I tell you guys something about Dave Perewitz that is amazing?
Yes, we want to hear it all.
Dave Perewitz, not only has Dave Perewitz had many, many motorcycles in the pages of Easy Riders magazine over the decades, but Dave Perewitz is actually painted in a David Mann painting, aren't you, Dave?
Yeah. Out of all my magazine covers and magazine articles, the one that I probably cherish the most is the centerfold that Dave Mann put me in. Dave was a good friend, and we spent, quite a bit of time together when I was on the East Coast, when he came to Daytona, and that was just so cool and I didn't know he was going to do it. He told me after the fact, and then when I saw it, and I've got it framed here in the house, and I've got one framed at the shop.
So you're memorialized. What issue was that, David Nichols? Do you remember, or Dave Perewitz? You guys know which issue that is?
Well,
I don't know offhand, but I bet Dave Perewitz might know.
That's what I figured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't remember what issue, but it was in 1993, I believe.
Well, that's really awesome. I've got to see that because I don't think I've seen that one. We did the Mondo with Mondo, his picture, his painting of Mondo from Denver's Choppers. That was really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I mean, Dave Mann, he was like the Norman Rockwell of the biker lifestyle, and then some times 10 probably. Just an amazing... He impacted, and Dave Nichols will say it, Easy Riders was known not only for being a great magazine and everything else, but to get that Dave Mann. Everybody wanted to see that, right off the bat. And to bring it back with the classic Easy Riders is... Bringing back the Ghost Rider in the first issue is going to be awesome, man. But Dave Mann is an icon of American lifestyle.
Yeah, I figure there's a whole generation of young guys that don't know about David Mann and haven't seen the paintings. So there's going to be one in every issue, every month, of the new classic Easy Riders.
Yeah, that we'll be looking forward for that too. Dave, tell us about your paint show and what you just did it in Sturgis. You do it every year, and you do it at a lot of different events around the country. But it's a big show. Everybody really looks forward to it. You're bringing it to Cherokee, the Blue Ridge run as well here in September. So man, it's really impactful, and people are talking about it, want to be a part of it, and it's an amazing show because it's artistic art and paint. Tell us about it.
Well, we started doing it. There's so many bike shows, but we wanted to do a show that was judged on paint jobs only. Didn't matter what the rest of the bike looked like. We weren't judging the bike on how cool it was or, what it had for parts or all the handmade stuff. We were judging it solely on paint, and it's been a really great show. It's got to the point where it's a very prestigious deal to have your bike in our show and win, because if you win, you get a hand-painted trophy. I always do the best paint trophies myself, and all the other, first-place trophies are done by other artists in the So it's pretty cool. We don't hand out the regular, standard trophies. It's all just a hand-painted stuff, and it could be anything. It could be a half a tank, or it could be a bowling pin, or a skateboard deck, anything, but it's all about custom paint.
Last year, or the year before at Cherokee, wasn't it a big skull painting? Some type of, it was something really cool, I think.
Best use of color?
To be honest with you, Ron, I've done so many I can't remember.
Well, we have a picture of it in the current Born to Ride magazine because we did a feature, like a 6 or 8 page feature.
If I'm looking at it here, it says the best use of color. And, and it almost looks like the Punisher skull.
Yeah,
just about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was done by one of our artists who also judged the show. So we don't, Jody and I don't judge the show at all. It all gets done by the artists that we bring in, and each show usually has a different artist. So it's a really cool deal.
Yeah, it's something, and you're bringing it to Cherokee. So how cool is that? Cherokee is America is such a great country, from Sturgis to, from California all the way to Florida. But when you get to the Blue Ridge and you see the smoke on those mountains, that's the Smoky Mountains. and when you're in Cherokee, there's a lot of heritage there, like Lakota land out in Sturgis. But there's something special about Cherokee, and that's a great ground there, a very sacred ground that you're bringing the paint show in. How excited are you about bringing it to Cherokee again this year?
Oh, we're really looking forward to it. Cherokee is, it's a great time. It's a great event. And, we're looking forward to doing the paint show. We've got some new artists that we're going to bring in. And they're all also doing trophies. Plus we give away a lot of other stuff from our sponsors. And, so we do Daytona, starts off the year, and then we do Sturgis, and then Cherokee, and then we're going to do Galveston, the Texas Rally in Galveston. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing 4 paint shows this year, and, they're all in different parts of the country. So, anybody with a custom paint job, you can participate. Usually there's a show somewhere within, distance of where you are.
So that's on the Saturday of the rally, right, of Cherokee?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Saturday of the rally.
And what does it start in the morning till afternoon, and judging, and what is it a cost to get into it, or what's the deal on your paint show?
Well, what we do is we usually have sign up from 11 to 1, and then the show is 1 to 4. So the judging is usually anywhere from 2 to 4, and then we start giving the awards out at 4 o'clock. So it doesn't kill the day. You still have the morning if you got to go out and run around and do something. And it gives people a chance to come and look at all these beautiful bikes, see all the different paint schemes and the color combinations, and gives people a lot of ideas of what they want to do to their bike. So it's a pretty cool deal.
And it's a great photo opportunity and video opportunity for people to come up and get some images. And I know Dave Nichols from Easy Riders, Classic Easy Riders, is sending a photographer there to cover the Cherokee Rally. So, Dave, they're going to get some pictures of the paint show, right, Dave?
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, it's a big part of. Anytime that Dave Perewitz does one of his shows, he just did one in Sturgis, and it's a big part. People love it. They love to come out and see the paint, because it's one thing to really, if you're a judge of a bike show, you're looking for every single detail on a motorcycle. But everybody, doesn't matter who you are, you can appreciate amazing custom paint, and so you'll see the best custom paint you've ever seen at a Perewitz paint show.
And I think Joe the Welder has something he wants to say. Dave, you got Dave Perewitz on the line.
Mr. Perewitz, how are you? My name's Joe the Welder. I'm from New England also, and all my bikes and cars are all flat black with pinstripe, a lot of red and cream and whatnot. You've inspired me. I'm building 4 bikes to bring to the next 4 shows we do. The first one's going to be an Ed Roth Rat Fink. I want some pointers, maybe, if we can get a minute or two, because I will be there all weekend. I want you to just, I'm not going to enter it in a show, but because you inspired me to do color, man. And I just, it's awesome. I got some really good painters up in Vermont that are going to come down and help me, because I got like 3 weeks to get these bikes together. And it's coming along. It's going to be done. And the next one's going to be a Dave Mann. I have a Dave Mann drawing of a bike that he was going to build. It's got detailed drawings, and I'm going to paint that. I'm going to build that bike and paint it just like that and display it with the drawing. And then I got a couple other ideas for the other two. But I want to get into doing more color because, I mean, that makes them personal. That makes them custom. You know, I mean, I do a lot of metal work and whatnot, but people don't really notice the metal work as much as they notice the paint. That's the first thing they do.
Yep, shiny
and I've
things.
always watched your work. We're not that much different in age, but you've inspired me a lot as far as that goes, and I appreciate it. I'm looking very forward to meeting you.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's an old school biker.
Make sure you come and introduce yourself.
Oh, you'll know me. No doubt.
He'll be the guy with red Crocs on.
And
He's barefooted. Put some flames on him.
Or I'll be barefooted, right? They all crack on me because I weld barefoot.
All the sparks have to burn your little toes.
So, Deb, what do you think? We got Dave Perewitz, Dave Nichols. We got Cherokee coming up. You know, we got a lot of cool stuff today and coming up in the next few weeks.
Yep.
You got something you'd like to add?
No, I mean, it's just Cherokee really is a good time, and the setting there makes such, I mean, you call it a custom paint show, and you say there's artists, but it's just like part of the nature and the beauty there. Just, you know, all the colors and all the paints and all the paint schemes just blend so well with Cherokee because it's so beautiful there.
But are there any pink bikes?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking
There's
for.
always pink bikes.
Oh,
Like
gosh.
the one Skylar wants.
Now, Ron, you know that we're going to do a ride. Bikers for Bullies have come in, and they're going to be doing a ride on Friday, and whatever money they raise, which they usually do pretty good. You know, they have a ride, and then they have a destination, and then they do a little auction, and whatever money they raise, they're going to donate it to the children in the Indian tribe.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's Flash, and he's from what, Montana or somewhere like that out west. He's going to be there leading the ride, and he's Bikers for Bullies. We work with him in Las Vegas. There's a really lot of energy there. We're going to have him on the show next week talking about that, and it's a great thing that he does for the kids. Bikers for Bullies. Bikers back that up big time, man. And are you going to be in that ride Friday?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that will be good. So that's Friday ride, Flash from Bikers for Bullies, and then we have it should be a whole great week. Dave, too bad you can't make it to Cherokee this year, Dave Nichols.
Come on, Dave.
I got duct tape.
You know, I got to tell you, I had not been on an airplane for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And I went and got on a plane to go to Sturgis. And it is weird, man. You got to wear a mask the whole time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird deal. I'm not a big fan of traveling by airplane anymore.
Yeah.
Different kind of wind therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know?
He's on in the breeze there.
Watch out for the turbulence. Yeah. Mama Dick, you have anything? Dave Perewitz, Dave Nichols, we got Cherokee coming up.
I'm hoping we get to go to Cherokee.
What's
Oh,
this
yeah.
wee stuff? Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've already told her if she's laid up and she's got that gallbladder surgery, okay, well, just, I'll be flying solo there.
Somebody else is going to have to hold my hand. I see how it is.
We're trying to get the crew there.
Oh,
Skylar, what do you think?
dropped
Great
you like
show
a
today.
hot potato.
I know, right?
I want to know what part of Mass Dave Perewitz is from, because I am also from Mass. So
Oh, really?
I
Yeah, I live
am.
in Bridgewater.
I'm from this itty bitty little town called Ashburnham.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is, up off the Mass Pike, right?
Yeah, somewhat, kind of, roughly, right near Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Now,
Sure.
Skylar's learning how to weld with Joe. He's
I
one
am.
of her apprentice, his apprentice.
I'm an apprentice
Oh,
bike
good for
builder.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a learning process, but I love it. I love working with the bikes and seeing all the different metal, come together and stretching it and building it and doing all that and seeing what I can do and designing things and being like, oh my God, this can actually come to fruition. Like I have the skills to do this now.
Yeah, and there's no limit,
Dave Perewitz, I had one more question for you. What do you think about the Japanese artist that comes to Cherokee and he blasts down just ink using chopsticks on canvas on the floor, and the painter there, or the artist? What do you think about him?
He's pretty amazing, I'll tell you.
That is.
Whenever I see somebody that has the talent to do that, it's just amazing. I've watched him, and he puts it together, and it's just crazy. When
we were there, he put together Pete Hill's Top Fuel drag bike.
Yeah.
He splattered that all out. And at one point I thought, oh, that looks nice. He's done. I came back like an hour later, and just detail after detail, he splatters with chopsticks and just nuts and bolts and, just every rigid part of the motorcycle just kept coming out and coming out.
And the perception is just perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the dimension, everything about it is
Crazy.
Just to the T.
He just sits on the floor on his knees and just
incredible,
and just shakes the ink around. Just ink.
And that's some cool stuff you're going to see at Cherokee this year. Got Dave Perewitz, the ride, the show. There's a vintage show. We're doing a ride in. We're doing Chopper Town there.
Right.
Chopper Town's coming. And it's an exciting time,
Flat track racing. Blue Ridge Cherokee Blue Ridge put up pictures today of the flat track. They're getting it all ready and it's coming together nicely.
Yeah, it should be.
Hey,
it should be really
tell
good.
everybody the dates again, Ron.
September 10th, 11th, and 12th. That weekend.
Okay.
And the band lineup's good. The setting where the bands play is almost like an amphitheater feel, and the acoustics is wonderful there too.
And what's really cool about it, right next on the grounds itself, there's a Cherokee museum of the heritage of the Indian nation of the Cherokee, and it's really worth going in and seeing and learning and gaining knowledge. And the the images that you see, they'll kind of burn images into your brain forever because it's really historic and it's very unique, and that's about this rally. It really has its own identity through the Cherokee Nation and the tribe, and there is the casino there too.
We'll be there late at night.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you ever go to the casino, Dave?
Only to eat. That's it.
They do have a good buffet.
Well, we'll see you at Granny's for breakfast. I know you like to go there.
Or in the hotel. Yeah. Well, it's always a pleasure. We can't thank you enough. Anything else you'd like to add, Dave? Anything else you got coming up? Secrets of a new build, or maybe that feature is going to be an Easy Riders or something like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I do have a bike that's in the first issue of Easy Rider. It was called the Avon bike. We built it years ago, and Dino Petrocelli shot it, and so that's coming up, and so we're looking forward to Cherokee, and then I think we're going to probably be at Biketoberfest, and then from there it'll be Galveston. Mm-hmm. So we've got and then of course the Cannonball. I forgot about the Cannonball. Mm-hmm. Jody's racing in the Cannonball, so she's riding a 1921 J, and she's going from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to Padre Island, Texas.
Wow.
So it's 4,000 miles.
When does that take off?
That takes off the same weekend as Cherokee.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we could get Jody on the show one week before that, and just, if she has time, to tell us a little bit about that. Actually, she was going to be sending us the ad, too, for your show in Cherokee.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely, I'll talk to her about it tomorrow, and I'm sure she has a lot to say about the Cannonball. It's she's been training hard for probably the last year to make this ride. Which is a pretty grueling ride on an old bike like that.
Yeah, that's hardcore, man. She's the real deal, and she is a biker legend as well, and at a younger age, she's already breaking down stereotypes and breaking down walls, man. It's awesome. But Dave, thank you so much for being on the show today. I can't wait to see you in Cherokee, and hopefully we could do a lot more together in the future.
Okay, well, I'll be looking forward to it, and I will talk to you soon, and we'll be looking forward to turkey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dave Perewitz.
Okay.
Hi, Dave
Okay,
Nichols.
thank
This is
Thanks,
Joe.
Dave.
Yeah.
How you doing? I need you
I'm
to call
great,
me
brother. How are
on
you?
the number that's in the magazine. I have a question to ask you that would help
Yes.
tremendously with Choppertown Live.
Yep.
Did you just ask Dave
Okay.
Nichols on a date? Hey, Dave, give me a number. Give me a number.
I'm giving him money.
It was like one of those mysterious posts on Facebook, you know?
Are you a single woman?
Yeah.
Do you want to get duct taped in an alley? Well, do I have an offer for you?
Call me.
Call me.
My name's Joe.
I believe we've got Gary Michaels. Gary, are you there?
You know, there's two things I want to talk about before we get started. Number one,
Do you
Skylar
have the
just
duct
said that
tape?
she likes putting motorcycles together. I actually like all the costumes that she puts together on Facebook. They're fun to watch.
She's a
I mean,
stand-up
it's really
comedian.
cool. I mean, you know, when I get up in the morning and I go to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, let's see what Skylar's doing today. The second thing, you were talking about the chopsticks. Well, oddly enough, I'm standing outside of a sushi restaurant. Me and April are having some sushi this evening.
And you
So I
didn't
thought
share?
that was, well, dude, I could eat this sushi all day long, man.
Gary, tell us about the event. We're running out of time, man.
I definitely will.
What's going on with this
College
woman?
Station.
Deb keyed it up today earlier. Tell us about it.
College Station, Texas. It's Ladies in Leather Bike Rally. It is an all-girls bike rally. It's the largest in the world bike parade with all girls. And they just registered 600 more ladies this year than they did last year. We were out there last year. We got 2 shows this year, and I hate the fact that I can't be at Choppertown because I'm already booked out there September 10th and 11th. We are going to do a September 11th type thing right before the show. I'm really looking forward to it. College Station, Texas, Ladies in Leather Bike Rally. I'm not so sure about Thunder Beach yet, but we do have some stuff coming up there. I will be doing a show during that week at a place called Red Bay Market in Ponce de Leon, Florida, which I really like saying that because it makes me sound sophisticated. But we got some more things in the works, Ron, as we spoke the other day, and I'm looking forward to it. But 2 weeks, September 10th and 11th, College Station, Texas, Ladies in Leather Bike Rally. This is one of the shows that I really look forward to because, as I say, last year we just had such a phenomenal time. Amber said, Gary, you were a big hit last year. We want you back here this year. So it's really something y'all should really look into. And you can look it up online. LadiesInLeatherBikeRally.com, I think, is the website.
Well, Gary, you keep talking about the shows that you're doing and where you're going to be. What's your show? We might have some new listeners tonight. Tell us what the show is.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is correct.
He's an amazing performer. Tell us about it.
Is it a stripper show?
I am the world's only biker comedy hypnotist, and if you do not believe that hypnosis is real, ask Mama Dukes.
Mama Dukes is here now.
Ask Skylar, because she got hit when I was down there for Mother's
I did.
I'm staying away from
So
you.
is Gary the real deal, guys?
Oh,
Yes.
he's the real deal.
Very much so.
People think hypnotism stuff is fake, but is it?
No.
No, it's
not at all.
fake at all.
Fester, you saw it too, right?
Yes, it's for real.
It's a very common state of mind, and I like to incorporate magic, which April and I are working on some new tricks that we're going to do. She's going to do a quick change thing. We're working on that. We haven't got there yet, but we're working on it. And I'll do some other little stage magic stuff that'll blow your mind, and then we'll do a little bit of comedy bits of different things that I've learned. Like, for example, one of the things that I saw on my travels is I saw a billboard. You could see it for like 5 or 6 miles away. You know what I'm talking about, right, guys? Those great big billboards. You can see them forever. It said, "Learn to read."
Learn to read.
Learn to read.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
learn to
once
read.
again,
Yeah.
plug that big event you're doing with the ladies. What is it called again?
Ladies
in
in
Leather.
Leather Bike Rally.
That sounds so
It's in
classy,
Texas.
too.
Well, Gary, thanks for. I'm
It's
sorry, finish
awesome.
up.
Look forward to seeing you guys there. All right, rock on.
Hey, man, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. You're an amazing talent. We look forward to doing a lot more with you. Don't miss his show whenever
It's a
you get a
great show.
chance.
It's hilarious.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah, he'll be at the
you.
MC at Roscoe's Chili Cook-Off as well.
We'll talk soon. Rock
All
on.
right.
Okay,
Dave,
thanks.
Dave Nichols, are you still with us?
Yes.
Heck yeah, right here.
Man, how do you close up a show like this today? It was a moving show, man. Flew by.
Absolutely. Guys and girls out there, go out and ride your motorcycle and be safe. We're going to do all this all over again a week from today right here on Boss Hogg Radio.
Awesome.
Round of
Everyone's-
applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Keep it in between the ditches. Stay safe. And until next Thursday, think motorcycle.
Yeah.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Yeah, I have to say, Born to Ride has been a big influence on my trailer sales in the last 2 or 3 months. It's been nothing but a big surprise. I mean, the magazine articles, everything in the commercials, it's been nothing but the best of help to me in my business.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride. Call 888-795-5779.
This is the Boss Hogg Radio Network. 1170 AM WKFL Bushnell. 1330 AM WWAB Lakeland Plant City. 1360 AM WHNR Cypress Gardens Winter Haven. And 1390 AM and 107.5 FM WAVP and W298BU FM Avon Park.